a somewhat awkward program. The Pope Pius XII religious emblem is the second installment of the Catholic Boy Scout program that's done worldwide. The first one was Adultary Day, which I completed when I was a first class scout, and the Pope Pius XII is the second installment that I completed as a Life Scout. I organized the group as part of my duties as the chaplain aide, my leadership position at the time. We met with our priest, Father Dan, about twice a month for, I think it's like 4 or 5 months, and we talked about a variety of issues from homelessness, poverty, and some very deep, I guess, moral and pressing issues in the United States, such as abortion and the death penalty. We also talked about a lot of personal things that are kind of awkward to discuss in a group setting: dating, pornography, masturbation, sex before marriage, the kinds of things that Catholicism kind of forbids, but is kind of ever present in the lives of a growing adolescence. You have hormones and whatnot. It was uncomfortable at a lot of times. Masturbation is not something you want to talk really about in a group, let alone a group with your priest. But we discussed it, and we went through, and the purpose of the program was to talk about a lot of these issues of secularization, challenges in religion and faith, and how it relates to the Scout Law and the Scout Oath, and the difficulty it is to kind of stay true to all of these things at once in a world of increasing secularization. The medal is named after Pope Pius XII. He's a very controversial world figure. He is sometimes referred to as Hitler's Pope because he was the Pope throughout the beginning of World War II through kind of the end of the Stalin era of the Cold War. And a lot of historians I should say, he was, I guess, the idea that everything's connected. Pope Pius XII was a subject of one of my research paper, or my first major research paper when I was looking at the Catholic Church's involvement in the Holocaust in Croatia. But anyways, Pope Pius XII is a very controversial figure because some historians say that he didn't do enough, he didn't do anything, while other historians say, the record is mixed. Like, sure, he wasn't perfect, but it's difficult to be a world leader with no army and stop injustice only by words, and when you're surrounded by Axis powers like Germany and Italy for most of the time. And then there are others who are like, he was just soft on fascism, too hard on communism, didn't give the support to the Russians, didn't do enough to save the Holocaust, or to stop the Holocaust or prevent it. But my entire opinion on the whole thing has been, it seems kind of unfair to put stopping the Holocaust on one man's words and actions, because no matter what people think, the Pope may be the leader of the Church, but a lot of people disagree with the Pope on many aspects, and this is true of Francis today as it was with Pius XII then. And the Pope doesn't have an army and doesn't have the most unwavering loyalty of all Catholics. So a very controversial figure in the history of the world, but a very important Pope as far as the Catholic Church is involved, because no matter what the record says, there's something you cannot deny, and that's the fact that he did a lot to save Jewish children during this time, and the Jews of Italy as well. The Vatican opened up a program in the Balkans areas where they would help smuggle out orphaned children and bring them to the Vatican, hide them away and keep them safe, and get them into Italian and French families, or Catholic families, that were willing to adopt them. And I think there was something like, between the efforts of Pope Pius XII and the Bishop of Zagreb, they saved some almost 4,000 Jewish orphans from from Croatia, a nation where about 85% of the entire Jewish population was exterminated. But I digress, I guess. A very important person in world history and a very important person in the Catholic Church. This was kind of the last major stroke of religiosity with me. Kind of ironic, I guess, since this was something to talk about. This was a emblem and program to discuss growing up and being older and facing the real world issues and how they relate to the Scout law and religion, but well, we've certainly kept a lot of the aspects of the Scout oath and the Scout law. I don't know so much about religion.